Very short. Like today, a lot of crimes are being reported. Those crimes happened over many years. So many people think that maybe today we're having so many more crimes than before. The only reason why most crimes are being discovered today is because of a bad economy. Not because of the regulatory framework, not because of the investigative agencies, and not because of the certified public accounting firms that certify them or the internal control structures.
There was massive, this crisis was amplified by massive amounts of wrongdoing on the lender side and on what I call the aftermarket side, Wall Street.
You know, you can imagine that some of these more complex investigations, whatever they are, subprime frauds, if you will, whatever they are, corporate frauds, valuation, insider trading, as well as these alternative investment Ponzi schemes. Again, they're coming to light more recently as there's been these liquidity issues.
Looking at the account statements and what these entities provided the investors, I think a sophisticated investor would know, or at least red flags would go up after looking at these instruments and the account statements that something was a problem.
The only reason why I'm here is because I got caught. Had I not gotten caught, I'd still be a criminal today. And you don't even know if I'm still not a criminal today. You hope that I'm not a criminal today, because we know as criminals that people live on hope, and it's our jobs as criminals to fill your hope with our spinning lies.
There's two different types of white-collar criminals. One is a very calculated mathematical formula that goes on in their head. What is the likelihood I will be detected and caught? If I am caught, what punishment will be imposed on me, and what will the cost to me be? And when is that coming? Is it going to be soon, or is it going to be 10 years from now, when in the next 10 years I could be enjoying myself? I think others, like you'll see insider trading cases where people have more money than they'll ever need in their life, and yet they're engaging in small insider trading, not enough to impact their daily, they don't need another vacation home, and they're not going to make enough to buy one. And so why in the world would they do it? And that has always fascinated me to understand what could they have been thinking. And I think for some people, as someone said upstairs, it might have been Mr. Antar, it's the thrill. It's the thrill of the chase. It's another sport. These are people who love sport. They love challenge. They love beating the system.
The FBI has also found that 80% of the mortgage fraud is induced by the lenders. Only the regulated sector of the lenders are required to file criminal referrals, and they only make 20% of the loans. When we actually look, we think they discover fraud less than 25% of the time. You begin to see how large the extrapolation has to be.
We talk about why these things recur and recur and recur. There's a never-ending effort by the business community, a never-ending effort to eviscerate the regulatory framework. Either as a theoretical matter or as a practical matter.
Con men, if you will, or fraudsters, consistently try to glean the credibility of an institution or an individual to create a situation where other people won't scratch the surface. And that creates a situation that allows them to bring more and more people into their fraud scheme.
Particularly in the world of finance, is cultures which are very, very into risk, high-risk cultures, cultures which constantly verge on the edge of legitimacy, that people will go as near to the rules as possible, and where the borders are very blurred and people go across very frequently. We have a moral crisis that creates a financial crisis, and then we have a financial crisis that reinforces the moral crisis.
You create the opportunity for our crimes. You're wanting to believe that Sammy Antar's here for good purpose. Your lack of internal controls, your lack of professional skepticism, your lack of checks and balances, your lack of asking the right questions. Most people are not trained how to ask the right questions, or know who to ask the questions to, or know how to handle my answers. That's what we have the problem today. We know right from wrong. We know your lack of internal controls. We know all about the holes in the system. It's not a problem.
This is the complete pig in a poke market. Everybody buys stuff that nobody has looked at, and which we know if you do look at it, you will find fraud in nearly every file.